What's up, YouTube? It's the Dawn, where shit gets real. And today, like each and every day, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Today, I'm going to be talking about this SMOK TFV4, okay? Bam. This tank is a beast, okay? Now, I'm sure some of you guys have already heard of them. They come out with a quad coil and a triple coil. Okay, so the quad coil is ohming at 0.15, and the triple coil is 0.2 ohms. Okay, so they're rated up to like 140 watts. Okay, so right now I am rocking the tri coil and I'm vaping it at 101 watts. Okay, if this thing would focus, it's 101 watts. There we go. Let me take a toke. And it's vaping like a dream. Now, I will say, this thing is a power-hungry tank. So, if you got like an IPv2 mini 70 watt, this ain't going to do you no justice. It's not. You're going to need to go up 80 plus. 80 plus. Let me vape this at 80 watts and show you what I'm getting. And remind you, this is a DNA 200, so this is probably really close 80 watts. Okay, so something like the M80 Plus at 80 watts is probably not quite 80 watts. Let's see if I can get this thing down. So I'm just going to stop it. Well, I'm going to go to 80. 80 watts, okay? Focus, goddammit. 80 watts. It focused for a second. There we go, 80 watts. And you can see it's reading 0.22. Okay? Let's take a toke. $80 watts is where it starts to shine. That's on this triple coil. Now, on this quad coil, 90 watts is where it starts to shine. Okay, so they're power hungry tanks. So I'm not even gonna keep dicking around. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it after the close-up. Let's just go to the close-up right now. Bam. That's it. Alright guys, here we are up close. I will show you guys the box. Let me show you guys the box for you box fiends go crazy. It comes in a box. This is the sleeve, blah 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 blah. The one that I got, it came with an RBA section, the tri-coil, triple coil, and the quad coil. And all of them come with an extra glass section, okay? So, let's start off with the tank. Okay, so here's the tank. Start with the drip tip. Okay, so this drip tip is a little unique. It does have airflow adjustment, which is right here. If you open it there, it'll open on all 4 slots. Now, I will say using this airflow and this drip tip is a little different than the other ones. The air is not really mixing with your vapor production. It comes through that outside channel, which is right here. Okay, so it's different, you know, like doing it with the Atlantis versus doing it with this. It's a different experience. Okay, even I still don't like it. I close them all the way off when I vape. That's just me, my preference. But if you vape it really hot, I can see how this could benefit you, because it does give it sort of like an air conditioner. And you know, I noticed that this does not get hot because it has air in here. This right here will get hot. This right here is not really that hot at all. Okay, so that's the drip tip. Now you can take this drip tip off and use one of your own drip tips, like so. It fits on it just fine. But I do notice that some drip tips, like the one that comes on the Triton, will not fit in there. Okay, so here's the one from the Triton. It will not fit in there, but the one from the Triton doesn't fit in a lot of different. Let me grab this Zephyrus and see if it fits in this Zephyrus. Yeah, it fits in the Zephyrus, but it's kind of tight, okay? So this one is a little unique. But all my standard drip tips, aftermarket drip tips, they fit in there just fine, okay? So let's put this back on here. Now, the way you fill it, you see that little arrow on the top? That's where you open it up, okay? So let me find that arrow and push it, and it slides open like so. So that's the way you fill it, okay? Now, this little rubber garment, it's flexible, so when you stick your dropper in there, It is a little flexible, as you can see. Let's see if I can get a better view. This will help. It's flexible, okay? So it will stretch out to as big as that hole is right there, okay? So let me stick this back on, like so. That's right, I think that's upside down. I can't remember which way it went. Okay. I think it goes like that. Okay. So that's the way you fill it. Slide that over. God damn it. It's got to give me trouble on camera. I never had any trouble with this until I turn on the damn camera. Okay. So that's the way you fill it, and you close it like so. So it's very easy. You don't have to pull parts apart, set one part down. You just slide it open to fill it, which is kind of unique. Now, in the future, I hope, you know, this little pin in here stands the test of time for me continuing to fill it, because I will say this. It is a juice hog, especially with the 1.5 ohm coil. It sucks up some juice, okay? So that's the way you close it, and let's move down in the tank, okay? So unfortunately, this is not one of those tanks where you can have your tank completely full and get to your juice. It's more or less like a first style Atlantis or a sub tank, okay? But let me take it apart to show you. So you take it apart, you hold the top, you might want to hold the glass as well and spin the bottom. Now it separates here. There's grooves in here, which catches the chimney section up there. Now, this glass comes out. I don't want to pull it out, but it does come out. And the reason why I don't want to pull it out is because once you get this in there seated really good, you want to leave it in there, okay? Because when you're trying to seat it, sometimes it get cockeyed. You want to leave it straight, just like this. Now you could fill it like so if you needed to get to your coils, or if you wanted to change your coils. Make sure when you turn it upside down that your liquid is not above that chimney, okay? So you could take it apart like that. So, you know, it's a plus and a minus. But if it's completely full, it's going to run down the middle of that chimney, okay? So that's how you connect it. You put it together like so, and you start spinning it until that chimney catches that coil, okay? Like so. Take it back apart. All right. So here's the RBA section. Let me take this out. This is the main reason why I bought this thing, because this RBA section is humongous. Okay, so again, you got 4 holes on the bottom, and you have wicking channels on the side. Now those are huge. They are huge. Okay, so let's pull it apart. Now right now I got this crazy build on here. It needs to be redone. But that is nickel. Okay, so that's 24 gauge nickel. It's about 9 wraps around the 3.5 millimeter. You know what? Let me take that off, because that's ugly and it needs to go. Get out of here, bitch. There we go. Okay. So it's very similar to your Limo sub-tank style. Well, not sub-tank, but very similar to a Limo, okay? So you can trap your wires underneath these wires, these nuts, or you can trap them in those little holes, okay? Now it does come with a pre-made coil in there, and that pre-made coil came out to, I believe it was 0.7. Now I always use the side holes. Me personally, I can't stand trapping screws, wire under these type screws like this. They're not, they don't work good for me like that. But look at that juice channel, okay? So What another thing on this juice channel, look how big it is. I mean, you can stick that screwdriver in there. It's huge. It's huge. Okay, so not only does juice come up here, when I rest my cotton, I rest it right here to cover this section right here. Okay, sorry, it wasn't on camera. Right here. Now, juice comes in here and it'll travel all the way around that ring to your other side as well. So I haven't had any problems with it wicking. Now, like I always say, building these rebuildable sections and wicking and it dripping and not wicking right and it's leaking, that's all on you. That's 100% on you. Now, if you're vaping, you know, really high PG, you're going to need a lot of cotton in there, a lot. Even when you're vaping high VG, with this, you're still going to need a nice amount of cotton because of those juice channels. They're humongous. But something with high PG, you're going to need a shit ton of cotton in there, okay? But with mine, I put a nice bit of cotton in there, and I have it rest. Maybe a little bit goes down in here because it's so big. I mean, the cotton can't help but fall into that hole. Okay, but I haven't had any problems with it wicking. Okay, now I like that big ass channel right there. I can build some really crazy builds on there and it won't have any problems on wicking, none whatsoever. Now the top portion is where the threads are, the bottom portion has no threads. But when you slide this on here, I'll show you, it stops at the bottom section. Okay. Now it looks like there's a divider in the middle of that groove, but it's not. Okay, it's no divider in the middle of here. When you look at it on pictures, even when you look at it on camera a little bit, it looks like there's a divider where it's two channel. It's not. That's just the light, the glare. It's one channel. Okay, and it's very tall, so you can build, you know, and have your coil sit, you know, up here. I'd rather have mine closer, but you got enough room in there to build anything you want. If you can get those wires underneath that nut, or if you can get those wires in there. Now I did put some 24 gauge in there and it did fit. So you should be able to build whatever your heart desires. Okay. So I get this thing to focus. There we go. All right, enough of that. This is the reason why I bought this thing, because I love this big RBA section. Okay, so let me show you the other stuff that comes with it. Okay, so it comes with the tri-coil, an extra glass section, and the quad coil, and of course some cotton. Okay, and it came with the El Negro screwdriver. That means black. Okay, let me show you this cotton first. So the cotton is kind of pre-cut. Makes it easier for some of you cats. It's pre-cut in strips like so, but I haven't used any yet, so I can't speak on it. I'm just a little leery from using cotton. It comes in these sub-tanks. Let's start with the quad coil. Okay, so here's the quad coil. So it has four coils in this bad boy, 4 of them. Okay, and it has 16 wicking channels. 4, 8, 12, 16. Yup, 16. And they're nice size wicking channels. Okay, so what it is, it's 2 coils on top and 2 coils on the bottom. So it's 2 coils here and 2 coils here. Okay, so it'll give you a total of 4 coils, and it's huge. That wire looks like it's about 24 gauge. That's some thick wire. Okay, this ohms out at 0.15, and I will say this: when using this coil and the tri-coil, you need 80 watts plus. You need more than 80 watts to enjoy this, and it is a power hungry coil, and it will suck up the juice. Okay, so it'll suck up some juice big time. So that's the quad coil with 16 wicking channels. 16. Holy Jesus. Now let me put up a Triton coil next to this coil so I can give you the size comparisons. Let's see, how can I do this so you guys can see it? So that's a Triton coil, and this is the quad coil. Now the Triton coil is pretty big, okay? This thing is huge. Let me stick it next to the RBA section. Where's the RBA section? Here it is next to the RBA section. RBA section is huge as well, okay? It's huge. So again, this is the quad coil. Now let me show you guys the tri-coil. It's a different design. If I can get it out this damn box. Come on. There we go. Now this one has only 3 wicking channels. 1, 2, 3. Okay? 3 wicking channels. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 holes on the bottom for airflow, and inside you'll see it has 3 separate coils. Okay? And in those coils it looks to be, 24 gauge. It looks like 24, 26 gauge. They have their own little chamber, and each one gets their wicking from one of these wicking channels. Okay? Now, I have vaped on this one. This one is used up, and the vape, surprisingly, it's very, very good. Very good. But this thing shines at, 80 plus watts. Okay, so you can't rock this on a 70-watt device and think you're going to get something. 100 watts, 110, this thing shines. That is a lot of power. These things are power hungry. Airflow is great. It's more than Atlantis. Even with the RBA section, it's the most airflow from a rebuildable tank that I've gotten thus far. The airflow is on point. No matter what build I put in that thing, it does not sacrifice the airflow. You get plenty of air. Most of the time, I'm cutting down the airflow, and I like a lot of airflow. Okay, so here's the tri-coil. This one's at 0.2 ohms, and like I said, the quad coil is at 0.15 ohms. Okay, so let me show you. It does come with, I already said, an extra glass, and it comes with another rubber garment. Okay, in case you lose or tear the one that's in there. Okay, so that's about it. Let's go back up top. Anything else? No, let's go back up top, fill this bad boy up, and start vaping on it. Okay. Now, like I said, let me pull this apart so you guys can see that this thing comes apart. I hate pulling it apart because once you get it in there, you know what? I'm going to leave it in there. I'm going to leave it in there. Trust me, this piece comes off. But once you get it in there, you're going to want to leave it in there. Okay? You're always going to want to separate it from the bottom portion because this screws into, you want this flush. See, now it's already crooked. You want this flush and you want it even, so when you're screwing it in there, it's not wobbling. It's still straight. You don't want it wobbling. All right, so let me put this thing back together, put some juice in it. Let's use the quad coil, the triple coil. Put it together like so. Tight. Stick this on there. Screw it in. Now let me show you guys how it looks on a 22 millimeter box mod, because this one is 24 millimeters. Okay, so here it is on a SMOK M80 Plus. As you can see, there is some hangover. It's not that bad, but it does make this mod top heavy. This thing has some weight on it. Okay. Here it is on a G size box. This is a DNA 200, by the way. There's no hangover. Kind of fits on there, kind of perfect. I'm assuming this box is about 25 or 26 millimeters wide. Okay, so it does not hang over this mod. Okay, but that is a Fat Daddy connection on it, and it does hang over the Fat Daddy connection. Okay, so let's go back up top, talk on it, and vape on it. Alright, so we're back. I showed you the up close of this tank, my thoughts of this tank. I love this tank. Those of you that love cloud chasing, want to vape at 100 plus watts all day long, this is for you guys. This is for you guys without a doubt. Okay, so you take your little Aspire Triton, the Aspire Atlantis, and you throw them out the window and go grab one of these. Okay, so this right here will do a lot more than the Aspire Atlantis and the Triton. Okay, the Crown, it'll do more than the Crown. I mean, I hate to admit it, but it will do more than the Crown. I vaped this thing at 150 watts, and it was fine. It was fine on the quad coil. Yeah, that's the 4-core. 150 watts. Took it without no problem. No problem at all. Okay, so let me tell you where I bought this one. I bought this one at eSiggity. Okay, so my kit came with, as you can see, everything that I showed you in the close-up. It came with the 3 coils. It came with the RBA section. It came with the triple coil, and it came with the quad coil for $49.99. Okay, 50 bucks. Okay, so that's a deal considering I've seen some places selling the tank with the triple coil. That's it for 40 bucks. Okay, so for 10 more bucks, you get the RBA section, which is the main reason why I bought this one, and you get the quad coils. Okay, now I did find a pack of quad coils on eBay. Got them in last week, and I'm still on that one quad coil, and I've been vaping the hell out of that thing, the hell out of it. It hasn't burnt up on me yet, so right now the longevity of them are pretty good. Now, hey, maybe it was just that coil. I haven't been playing with it long enough to say all of the coils are great, but the triple coil and that quad coil, I haven't had any. They haven't burnt up on me yet. I only have one triple coil, and it's been working flawlessly. No dry hits, no wicking issues. Now, mind you, I only vape 60 60 VG and above. I don't do any 50-50. I don't do 40-60. I do 60 VG and above to max VG. Okay, so of course, if you put some 80% PG in here, it might leak. It just might. So that's just common sense. Even in these Tritons, you put some 50-50 in the 0.4 ohm coil, chances are it might leak. Okay, so let's just be smart about that. Sometimes that thinner liquid is like putting water in these damn tanks. The cotton is not going to hold all of it back. So as far as leaking with the pre-made coils, no problems. Now, mind you, the VG ratio I vape. The RBA section, that's 100% on you. You're going to have to, that's on you. So you could build something in there and it leaks. Don't go running around on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Oh, this thing leaks. That's on you. That's on you. I can build something in there and it won't leak. It just will not leak. Okay, so that's all on you. That's building on how much cotton you're using. You got to factor in the VG rate. Can't even talk. The VG-PG ratio that you're using, you could build something and it works great with a 80 a VG, and then you go put some 50-50 in there. Most likely it's going to leak. It's going to leak if you leave that same cotton that you were using for that high VG juice, and then you go to a 50-50 juice. Most likely it's going to leak. So don't blame it on the tank. Blame it on you not being aware that you need a different amount of cotton for the PG-VG ratios that you're using. The only gripe that I have with this tank is you can't access your coil without the tank at least being halfway full. If it's full, you're gonna have to lose some. You're gonna lose it. It's similar to the first Atlantis. You have to turn it upside down to take it off. That's why I say leave the glass press fitted into the top section. Leave it that, I'm telling you, leave it that way. That's the easiest way to work with it. Now, there's not that much juice in this, so I can easily just take it apart without losing any juice. Just turn it upside, unscrew it, change the coil from the RBA section, and just leave it upside down. That's the only flaw. The top fill works pretty good. Now, as far as that longevity of that pin, that sliding pin, I don't know how long that's going to last. But so far it's been fine. I haven't had any leaking issues with it. We holding it upside down with it full of juice. The airflow is just great. It's great. It's great. It's great. Let me take a toke, and I'm vaping it right now at 98 watts. Great. Great. Like I said, you can get them at e-Siggity. I think I just told you the prices. If not, $49.99 for mine. $24.99 for the 5 packs of coils. They don't have the quad coils in stock. Quad coils, they're not in stock at e-Siggity. I'm sure you can find them somewhere else, but at e-Siggity, they're not in stock. Okay, but they do have the 5 pack of 3 coil tri coils. It's just confusing the shit out of me. Tri and quad. It's just confusing the shit out of me. The tri coils they have in stock. The quadruple coils, 4 coils, they don't have in stock. But there's $24.99. You get 5. It's a little bit more than your Atlantis or your sub-tank coils, but geez, they're big as shit, and I can see why. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. So if you know somebody that's on the stinkies and they told you they want to stop smoking, you got some extra equipment laying around that you don't use anymore, some hard nick juice that you don't use anymore, put a little setup together, explain the battery safety, close up the airflow, tell them to try it out for a week or two. Tell them to check back with you in a week or two, and if they really like it, steer them in the right direction where they can get their own. And again, thank you so much for watching. Let me show you guys this DNA 200 that I got. Make sure I'm on the right screen. Oh yeah. So this is a DNA 200. It was made by Militia Mods. Has the Dawn on the back. Get the chip so you guys can see it. It's a chip. As you can see, there's no magnets, but there is a magnets inside. Very, very clean. That is an 1850 mAh 3-cell LiPo. Very clean. Very, very, very clean. Bam. There we go. Very, very clean. Very, very clean. So, until the next time, pay it forward. And thank you so much for watching. Peace.